Your Excellency, I'm called Emma Buayo. I work with and for Elgon FM. I would like to get your input, Your Excellency, on how you plan to tame the extortions in PDM, because it looks like the managers are getting more richer than the real beneficiaries.
Your Excellency, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Judith Amsgood. I work with Step Radio here in Mbale City. My question is, given the large population in most parishes, why are only few eligible groups benefiting from the program of the PDM? Thank you.
My question is, how can we bridge? Allow me to do this data. Currently in Bukedi, or Bogwere, where you say that people believe in cultural leaders so much. So I was requesting that interest yourself in settling the conflicts that is in Bugwere cultural institutions currently. We the youth in Bugwere, we believe in the young man whose dad died, and we believe today, and whatever today he says, that is Geoffrey Wayabere, whatever he says.
Are you intending to put in place to reduce the bureaucratic tendencies that affects the implementation of government programs to achieve the desired goals?
The PDM extortions. This should be easy, but the problem is that many Ugandans don't listen carefully to the NRM advice. Now, our strategy was, these are the ones that cannot let down their people. That's what the logic. The employee, umpakasi, wegomborera, mukozi wa government, may not care. But omugisu, elected by the bagisu, omugwere, arondera abagwere bene, from the area, why would he not really say, you can't cheat my people? Yandabade ayimirira sente zamwe ezijja ne bazibba. Zamwe. Because the government jaja ali eri Kampala n'abalamira abaana bange mbalamidde. I have bequeathed, I have separated for you 100 million per parish. Nibazibba muri awo. So, okay. Jaja ayinza kujja n'arwana. The grandfather from Kampala can come and check and so. But the question is, why you, the direct beneficiary, with the one who is moreover near? He can come, and now I have come. That's why I have come now. But why should I have to come when you are there? You, who are the beneficiaries, who are moreover near the work, where the work is. Now, the problem is that muzanyisa power. When you go to elect, you don't elect people because they are straightforward. You elect people because they have bribed you, because they have done this, because you don't go for quality. And once you elect them, you don't follow them up. You, man, we elected you. We hear money has come for our parish. Where is it? Here you are talking about one aspect, the stealing of your money. This is your money, it's not my money. I send it here, whether it is for the roads, whether it is for what, it is yours. Kati abapakasi ba government okubba sente ezo, abapakasi ba government bali abakozi bali aba government wegomborera simanyi abo bapakasi ba government. Naye waliwo abammwe bemwerondera abo nze benantaddeko torch. Why is our money being stolen? So nga twakulonda. LC1 yinza kumusonyiya kubanga LC1 tafuna bulungi kasaara tanantambula, oyinza kumusonyiya, ayinza kukola ebyokukyalo, ebyokukyalo ayinza kubiraba. LC2 yebambe talina kaafuna, oyo tumusonyiye. But LC3 oyo bannange yandabadde alwana ku bintu byaffe kubanga mukozi bamusasula, tuyinza kumwongera omusaala, but she's being paid now. Some of them even have motorcycles. The councillor. Omubaka wa parliament is very well paid, overpaid actually. Why would all those bad things happen? Sente za mwe bazibba. Member of parliament is not one type. There is member of parliament constituency, there is member of parliament omukazi, there is member. Sisobola kubamenya ne mbamalayo. Abo bona bakola iki? Katao muddeyo. Yes, of course, I'm going to investigate. If you can give me information, like my staff, I don't know who are here. Oh, Kasinji were here. That's very good. That's a dangerous policewoman. She's very dangerous. She's police and lawyer. Imagine if you combine those two. Katoyo omwana badagamba kuba sente. Omunywerereko alida omwana oyo yagambye kuba sente. Get in touch with this boy here. Now, me from Kampala, 200 miles away, I am now kati inze kukwata ababbi. Abawano Mbale. Mwabali bano mukola ki? Really, you look at that disconnection. Now, the other Kagaru there, she's talking about, these are talking of stealing, extortion, Kalikagamba, unfairness. Unfairness, meaning that omuntu afuna mulundu guno no gudako. That's what you're talking about? Oh, that one will not be necessarily the problem, because the idea is that okufuna mumparo in tons. 100 get this year, 100 next year, because of the budget. But also, we wanted to see how it works, because we didn't want to have too many before we are sure. It seems to be working well. Abafunye bakola, I have seen them. So if it is good, if it works well, then we can put more money. Like for instance, put 200 million buli mwaka instead of 100, so that we can capture. Because in a parish, you may find about 1,200 homes. So if we were covering, this plan here was to cover 100 in five years. That would be 500 homes in a parish. But remember, they pay back, and the payback time is the second year. In the third year, they pay back. So by the third year, you're beginning to have now the fresh money coming, but also the one which is Kwetorora. So our calculation was that if you use the 100 million, by the end of 5 years, we would have covered about 800 homes, which is not bad. This part of the world is very rich land and water, two things. But also good terrain, apart from Bugisu, which is mountainous, but Busoga and Bukedi is flattish. So the terrain is good for tractors, for what? It's not mountainous. So once you have the three, the land, the water, the terrain, you should be the richest people in the world. But you are determined to destroy what God gave you. You say, why did God give us so much water? Let us dry it up. You have been working hard to dry the water has refused to dry. But you have been trying to to turn eastern Uganda into a desert by attacking the water. How do you think this is really? Because in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, God said, let there be dry land here, and let there be water. God, Yaloma. Museveni Yaloma. Yatumula ntugano amaizi. Ntubano buno butaka bukavu. Kibumba. Ndiyo yatumwire. Now, you fellows, you the Bagwere and these other fellows, Banyore and all that group, say, no, Chibumba, yarite hivi, chiari akora. Ntife, awari amezi, twagara kwafura. Omusiri, endimiro. Umurugwero, what do you call a garden? Omusiri, like Rinyankore. So this is really very, very wrong. The Chinese who started the Chibimba scheme they were foreigners, they didn't know, our own people should have told them. But I have done a research. So here, very rich part of the world. If we use we can use the wetlands very well by having, I want fish ponds at the edge of the swamp, not in the swamp center. Bakwita Kulubalama mu Uganda. Kulubalama. If you can go Kulubalama Rwentovers, edge of the wetlands, fish ponds. If you do the Chibaro, you will find that the one who with the fish pond gets much more money. For instance, yesterday we were visiting a man just down here. A man is called Chilia. It's called Chilia. There's one fish pond of 100 meters, but 10 deep, and I don't know how wide. He was estimating it could earn 300 million shillings. Yes. Even me, I have a fish pond at Kaumu, government farm. And my people were saying they were getting 68 million from fish ponds, which were like, I don't know, they were like 4 in an acre. So with fish farming, you can get much more money, but also bring back the wetlands. Why do we need the wetlands? First of all, for the climate, but also for irrigation. The people on the dry land, where will they get? We are talking of irrigation. where will they get the water from for irrigation? Where? Because you are drying the water, you are an enemy of water now. Abantu baffe bafuuka balabe b'amazzi tebagala amazzi wano. And yet we need the water for irrigation. Irrigation, there is a professor from, actually she's from Busoga, but she did a good work in the banana project, and I gave her land in Bushenyi, Dr. Muranga. These civil servants were pressurizing her to move. She refused. She said, no, I must do irrigation. So she started doing irrigation in Bushenyi there. From 1 hectare, those Banyankoro of yours are getting 5.3 tons of bananas a year. Dr. Muranga, in her project, from 1 hectare, she gets 53 tons. Abanyankole bayimwe bali kwonona bwire hectare mu bajyamu tani 5 n'obutundu 3. Omukali Dr. Muranga omuyigiriza ennyo mu hectare mu, because of irrigation and some fertilizer, ajjamu 53 tons, 10 times. Nolwekyo who gonna omubiso alama ntuloma who gonna abagwere batumura batya kulambala kugona the same. So this who gonna must stop, because it's like it is as if we are a country without people of knowledge. Ngabatamanyi should stop. So apart from compensation we can compensate, especially the ones in Busoga and Bukedi, Mbasonja, because they were misled by the government. The government is the one which came and started the Chibimba scheme, China, then abantu bakirabirako, never was anti-kitufu. So I cannot blame them like I blame the ones in Ankole and Uganda and other places. Kubanga abobo balabe benkulakulana. Kubanga they have been doing it against the advice of the government. Abasoga n'Abakedi, they were misled. But now that we know, we need 3 things. Number 1, government will compensate them, those who are there. But we also have pictures okulaga nti ani ali mu lutobazi long ago bana bagenda mukati babbi nabo. We have got satellite pictures. We can go to 1984. Ani ali mu lutobazi. Satellite pictures are there. Ababeyi tugenda kubategeera. Ababeyi mbita ababeyi. Omuluma sawa liars. Ababeyi the same. Ababeyi abarikubeyiha babiha you remember Babiha, the former vice president. Ukubeyiha is in Runyankore is to tell lies. So we can go to the satellite pictures to see. By the time we started NEMA, because when NEMA started, it was supposed to say, get out, stop going into the wetlands, get out. So we can go back to that and see how many people really were, the genuine ones who were misled, and we compensate them. But number 2, sagara bavi mu lutobazi. Njagala basigare ku lutobazi, but using it in a correct way. So you move from the center of the swamp, go to the periphery. We help you. The government will because a fish pond is expensive. You may not be able to do it on your own. So the government will bring its equipment. You who is here, but you are now moved to the periphery of the swamp, to Koreko, Echidiba, you get more money. Then the center of the swamp comes back. We now start getting water for irrigating the other part. The small Oktare Mazi. So 3 things. Compensation, yes, but change of enterprise from swamp rice to fish farming. If you want to grow rice also, as long as you grow it on the dry land, if we can irrigate, if we can get water from the swamp and irrigate, if rice is important for you, we can do that also. But the problem is to put a crop in the water, in the river. This is because what you call wetlands are actually not wetlands. They are tributaries of the Nile. All of them are branches of the Nile. You see, you can't believe the criminality here. These are all tributaries of the Nile. So you are drawing the Nile. That's what you are engaged in. Oba China barite bamanye byabano ne bagene bakora nabantu bafe abatarengerana. Bantu babudde banange bimwita entobazi. They are not just entobazi. These are branches of the Nile, all of them. Mporogomo one, where does it end? In the Nile. And all the branches of it, which people are drying. All of them, they go into Lake Choga, go into the Nile. So you are trying to dry the Nile. So 3 things: compensation, change of enterprise, and irrigating the whole area so that the yields are much higher. 4, cultural institutions, and I don't know what. You people, you need to sort out your thinking. Even those cultural leaders, they should be careful. I have my children. Mohozi, Natasha, they are my children. But they grew up. Balna families, Balna Makagao. I cannot say, and when they were going to get married, they got their people whom they liked. Me, I could be advised, they could ask me, you old man, what do you think about this one? Yes. Then I could give my quiet. So I was like a small consultant, background, but that's their home. If they do things right, they will succeed. If they don't, they will fail. But it is their adults. Culture leader, yandibadde ng'omuzadde. He should encourage his children okunoonya bannaabwe be banaawasa, be banaafumbiragana nabo to do to run their lives. So the culture leaders say, mwe abaana mulina okusigala nammwe wano temunvaako oyo si muzadde mulungi. So that son of mine, the one you are talking about, in fact, a grandson, the one of Wayabire, he should be telling you, the Bagwere, say, you people, you go and listen to the government. He should not tell you, temuriza government, murizenzi. Tisobora Muhozi, titokalagana na mukyala wo, jango wulirize byange. What sort of parent am I? njagala amaka ga muhozi gasigarewo oba njagala because I am not, yes, ndi muzadde, but I am not. There's a new unit, a Muhozi unit, a Natasha unit. So if they bring to me, I will encourage you, go back and discuss with your wife. That's what I should be doing. Yeah. But they should not, those culture leaders should not say, temuriza government, murizenze, because the culture leader is not elected. Many of them are hereditary. Even if he's not a good leader, he can stay until he dies in the kingdoms, like in Bunyoro, Toro, the hereditary ones. The ones who are accountable are the elected people, me. Because me, I'm elected by you. If I don't perform well, you vote me out. So I'm the one actually who is answerable. Oli is not answerable. If there is no peace in Uganda, they are not going to ask, why is there no peace? They will say Museveni has failed. So tell those culture leaders to know where to stop. I am a Christian, but I am not a priest. So if somebody comes and says, no, what do I do about this one? I say, priest, you go and ask the priest. If he didn't, and even if I knew, I wouldn't say, nze ndowooza yange kweki kyogamba naye si mulimu gwange genda obuuze. So emimbi muzimaite olubimbi omuluma saba baloma batya ekatala buli omu abeere ku ikatala lye. Mugambe oyo mutabani wange muzukulu wange oyo ave mu katala zange abagambirewo nti mugende mutumule ne Museveni eyo katala lye, because that's what causes the clash in the 1960s. The conflict between Obote and Mutesa was that actually. The traditional leaders Okwing Zambia obufuzi. Why? It's not your work. The work of the cultural leader is language. When I came here, I found a man called Mujumbi among those Bagwere. He was one of our leaders. I hear he died recently. Then I asked these people, do you know what Mijumbi means? They didn't know. They didn't know the meaning because they have not done any research. This is what Yoweri should be doing. So I told them, I said, Mijumbi is a name of those Western groups, Banyankore, Banyoro, Batoro, the ones who go into Tanzania, up to Mwanza. Banyambo, even in Tanzania, Omujumbi means the morning rain. Morning rain. So that means that he was born in the morning rain. But the Bagwere here, because they were originally part of the Bunyoro group. The Bagwere, even here in Bugisu, I have my clan here. The Basita. They are here. So, yes. So that chain of the African groups, those Wayavere, that's what they should be Okulondora. they encounter the cultural linkages. First of all, study deeply the Bagwere issue, then see how it is linked with the other groups. That's what I was telling them, telling Mutebi when I met him when he was in London. So please, we can help you to come back, but you should help us. Because me, Mbimaite, I am a political leader, but I'm very deep in the culture. The longhorn cows. I stuck to them. Now they are a big thing in the world. Bari bazivudeko mubagenze mu nzungu zinezarabika ngembuzi. Zenagana nti bice by'ibizungu mubikozese kubanga byangu nayenze nte dara zizo bujajja. Now they are a big hit. The president of South Africa bought some few cows from me. Now he's getting a lot of money, Ramaphosa. One cow went for 400 million shillings equivalent in South Africa there. Ziangula Kowan. So the culture leaders should concentrate on the culture, on the customs, because, okay, the religions are there, Catholics, what have you, Protestants, Muslim, but our strong customs, language customs are very useful. Omusita, wenkole, tasobola kuwasa musita wano wano Sironko. Now, the cultural people, we know this, but the church people don't know. So when a Musita of Sironko and a Musita of Ankole come and say, oh, do you love this one? I say, I love him. Do you agree that you are going to get the priest will marry them? Because he doesn't know the culture. So that's why we are saying, yes, modernity erese byayo nebyeira nabyo. Because like this one, stopping inbreeding, that was the whole purpose. Don't marry within your clan. Umusita tawasa musita. It was partly to link people, but also to avoid, it was also scientific, to avoid inbreeding. So those cultural leaders have their wimbi, the balokole, wimbi za politicians. And when you, kana kasajja kano bakwita ani? Watara. When Watara goes to Wayabere amukobere nti irayo simurimo gwange ogwo simurimo gwange irayo mu political people murimo gwabwe. That's how Uganda will be peaceful. Otherwise you can see a clash. There will be a potential clash between the political leaders and these cultural leaders. It will cause another problem. And it's totally not necessary. Butamanya, no mururu go biyinza. Omukaka muhozi nonya yoki. Namusara, mwana wange, naye makage. And I say, because I'm your father, I must come and order things here. Muhozi agenda kunkuba ekikonde ne. The bureaucratic blockages, those bureaucratic, it is the same answer, in my opinion, the answer of the LOCs. Because LOCs means people's power. That's really what it means. When we put Omonsuko, we created the resistance councils. When we came in the government, we introduced it in the constitution. It is there. The people can elect their own local structures. At those local structures, they have got oversight power over everything that is happening in the area, especially the sub-county. Among the sub-county, Tulinawo, omuntu waffe who is supported by the government. If the pay is not good enough now, we can improve it, but there is a structure there which can fight all this. Kubanga yaffe yamwe owegomborera government veterinary mupakasi agurisha kale kya mupakasi naye LC3 muntu weisu wefe. So why doesn't that person and his group really stand, banyankwere call it okutyaha, to tame these abapakasi ba government? So it is because also you don't put pressure on them, because you are busy with America, with what social media. When I have time to look at social media, bali mu bitabakwata ko America simanye FCID ebyawano ebyemu wano tembifaako. But I don't see how the civil servants, because many of them are in the local government, decentralization also was deliberate, because agriculture is local, Oksoma, education, local, health, local. It's not really, what is really in Kampala is the headquarters. Nayewano, Engudo, Zetaka, local. So if you really understood, but it could also be the mistake of NRM Secretariat, of Tanyonyora, like I'm telling you now. Don't you find it can work? Really? Because all that work, Engudo, Zetaka, Ziriwan, Mugombora, Yefe, Amasomero, gari mugombora Yefe, Amarwairo, gari mugombora Yefe. The major things about life, agriculture is here. Every Kampala, every time one mugombora impose defense, foreign affairs, every video you wara. Ne video binene byonna biri wano. So if the gombora, which is ours, which is yours, can really okoro obunampara, how do you say it in Rumasaba? About education, health, agriculture, roads, environment, everyone okugomborera. Obuyinza bwebuli. There is a local president called LC3. Waliao atudao. With the government there, with the executive, with what? Some of course those are not well paid. LC3 is well paid. Not well paid. He can be well paid because there are not many. If you raise it, if you understand it, and I'm going to take it up, LC3 alemekwe kwa sambu tarondora kubanga